Hey there, it is Emily with E-Squared Photography, and today I'm going to talk about something that I know frustrates every photographer at some point during their photography career. So you take the photo, you look at the back of the camera, all looks good, you get home, maybe import it into Lightroom for editing, you zoom in and it looks blurry or out of focus. So we've been there, I'm sure you've been there. So if you have ever been in this boat where you're thinking, why are my photos not sharp? Or why are they out of focus? That's what we're gonna talk about today, is ways to prevent that. So today I'm gonna talk about 5 different things that actually control your focus so you can stop guessing and start getting sharp photos on purpose. And make sure to stick around until the end because I have something special just for you. And don't forget, for the best photography tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for notifications of future videos. Okay, so first up is something called Aperture, which I'm sure you've heard of before, or f-stop. This is one of the biggest reasons your photos might not be sharp. So Aperture controls how much of your image is in focus. So lower f-stop numbers like a 1.8 or 2.0, that means less of your overall image is in focus. And higher numbers like a 4.0, 5.6, 8 or higher, that means more of your overall image is in focus. So if you're shooting at an f1.8 and maybe you're shooting a group and you're wondering maybe why one eyeball of a senior is in focus, the other one's not, or in a group, some of them are out of focus, it is most likely due to your aperture. So now if you are shooting more people, for example, first of all, for a senior, for example, we don't really go down to a 1.8. We're usually at a 2.2, 2.8 at the lowest because we want to make sure the entire senior is sharp and in focus. And we do sometimes notice if we bump it down too low and they're slightly to the side that maybe something becomes out of focus, and we just don't want that, so we don't want to risk it. Do we still get that creamy, dreamy background? Yes, we do. But now when we move into bigger groups, like families, for example, we are always making sure we're at least at an f3.2 or higher for family shots. And when we have larger groups like extended family or bridal parties, we're gonna make sure we're at an f5 or even higher. All right, next up is something called shutter speed, which I'm sure you've heard of as well, but shutter speed plays a huge role in making sure you can get those sharp images. So this one sneaks up on people because sometimes your focus is actually completely fine, but your shutter speed just maybe betrayed you. So if your shutter speed is too slow, any little movement can cause blur. Even if the wind blows and if the wind blows your senior's hair or whatever, that can be an issue. So this could be your subject moving or even you moving. So if you're photographing kids or anything with a little bit of movement, you're gonna want a faster shutter speed. And what we do, for example, I'm gonna show you a couple shutter speeds here. So a 1/30 is slow versus a 1/1000 would be a higher or a faster shutter speed, sorry. Our ideal shutter speed, no matter what, we are always, even if we have still subjects, we are at a 1/250 or higher. When we're photographing kids or any sort of movement, we're gonna try to even be higher than that. All right, the next one is also a huge, huge role when it comes to getting overall sharp and in focus images. And this one is where you focused. So this sounds obvious, but this is where a lot of people go wrong for portraits. You really, when you are photographing, especially one person, you want to focus on the eye and the eye closest to the camera, not the shirt, not the background, not something random, but the eye. And when you're photographing groups, you want to focus more towards the center and usually the front row. So let's look at some examples of images we've taken and where we focused for all of these different images. Okay, so let's look at some examples of here and where we would focus. So on the senior girl, we're gonna focus on the eye that's closest to the camera. Now, if she was straight on and both of her eyes were kind of on the same plane, we would focus on one of the eyes. It wouldn't matter, but when she's at an angle, we're gonna pick the one that's closest to the camera. And now for these families here, this might be a little bit hard to see, but on the left, we're gonna focus on the front and center person. So that little girl there. Same with the middle image there, front and center. So either of the center boys would have been fine, but we're gonna pick one of them. And then as far as the image on the right, the extended family shot, we've kind of got 2 rows going on. So again, we're gonna pick someone in the front and closest to the center. Now here are a few more. This one on the left, the family's all on the same plane, which is really great. And it's going to help you get a really sharp image when you can put them on the same plane like this. But for this instant, we're gonna focus on one of the center people, so mom or daughter. And then same in the middle image, they're on the same plane, so we're gonna focus on the middle person. Now the image on the right, there's kind of 2 different rows or planes, right? We have that back row with the older kids and mom and dad, and then we have the little girl kind of by herself up front. So we're gonna focus on her. So then if we focus on her, then everybody in the background will be sharp focused too. All right, so these next 2 that I'm gonna talk about are ones that are sometimes overlooked when it comes to focus. So let's talk about first focus mode. This is a big one, so your focus mode. So you typically have single focus and continuous focus. Sometimes you'll hear that is AI servo. If you're a Canon user, we always use continuous focus or AI servo. Always, 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 because people move, you move, and continuous focus, or AFC it can be called, is constantly adjusting for that movement. So if you've been using single focus, this might be one of the biggest reasons your photos are not sharp. So switch to continuous focus, AFC, or AI servo if you are a Canon user. We don't ever go to single point focus, even if we have a still subject like a senior that we're shooting. We always keep it in continuous. All right, and the 5th one is the focus area mode. So this is how your camera chooses where to focus. Now on our Nikon Z7 mirrorless, we use auto area AF, which means the camera helps us choose the focus point. Because these mirrorless cameras are so great, that is super, super helpful. So this really works well for us when things are moving around and stuff. Now on our DSLR, when we used to shoot with the Nikon DSLR, we used single point focus and we picked the focus point. Now with the mirrorless, it's super nice because it automatically is going to figure out where is the best place to focus, which we absolutely love, and it's super accurate. So if you have a mirrorless, try that out. All right, so kind of to put it all together, most of the time it's not just one issue, it's usually a combination. So maybe your aperture is too low, or your shutter speed is too slow, or you focus on the wrong spot and now your photo starts to look soft. So make sure to check all 5 of those things every time. Think about those when you're going out to a shoot. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully one of these at least stuck out to you that you can go ahead and try changing at your next session. And remember, if you did like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And also in the description below, we do have a free camera setting cheat sheet all about manual mode, all the steps we take. Make sure to check that out and sign up to get that. And we will see you next week.